Distracting younger children from smartphones. My argument is that if organizations or people come together and more clubs open up for kids with a higher variety of things to do, then it would distract kids from the screens that are bad for them. And in the town of Henrietta, there is a Boys and Girls Club that's 15 minutes away, and it's in the city. So it's harder to get there with the kids who might want to, go to the Boys and Girls Club. Screens affect children because they have radio waves that are linked to brain damage, and children's brains are still developing until at least the age of 20. So it's interfering with the development of the brain. Other ways that they affect children are physically, because they're coming home and just sitting in front of the TV or on a tablet or on an iPad and not getting the exercise that past generations have had when they went out and played outside. And they also affect children academically because, once again, they're not doing their schoolwork when they get home from school, unless obviously their parents make them, but some parents use the phones to entertain them so they could get housework done, or if they still have work to do, anything, right? So these children aren't engaging in schoolwork after school. And also there was a study that 8 to 9-year-olds who have a bigger screen time than other kids are at a lower academic standpoint than those who spend less time on screens. The Boys and Girls Club is a club organization where after school kids go and play recreational games and have fun and socialize and get physical activity, and it's a good club to be in just because you can make new friends and everything. And more about the Boys and Girls Club is that you have to get funding in order to develop, but all you need in order to develop, or in order to get support to develop one, is community support, an advisor, and the development organization committee will help you. Also, it will help build physical and social skills because a lot of kids are involved, and here in Henrietta the closest one is approximately 16 minutes away. So if a club was developed around here, that would be great for kids in Henrietta, because they could just go right there. They wouldn't have to catch a ride to the city. They could just go right there. So it's very beneficial if one would be developed in Henrietta. Some after school clubs are basically just clubs where, like, you don't have to pay for them. All you need is a bus driver who's willing to make extra money and work a couple extra hours to support the kids who need a ride home after hours, and a teacher who wants to be involved, as well as the school's approval. So my first club is kind of a club where, like, parents are more involved in it. Like, they can tell the school that they want their kid to be in it. It's basically just after school they would go to a classroom and get help with their schoolwork while they were waiting to go home. And this would hopefully engage the students in their classwork so that, like, when they go home, they're not as, like, stressed about their homework, and they do it right away instead of going and sitting on their phones. And then the second club would be a club where every week they gather and learn a new activity. This would increase socialization skills, physical skills, because, like, every week you're learning a new thing. And it would also help children learn new things and maybe find new hobbies that they love, which will distract them from phones. So, like, these two clubs are very beneficial in that, like, they help to build skill and to distract children. These clubs will help engage students because, like I said just a minute ago, they not only do the kids get to have fun, they get to build skills, like social, physical, and academically. And I think one of the most important things is that, like, with the learn, every time you meet, you learn a new activity or skill, these students will be able to, like, pick up what they like at a young age, and then get really good at it, and then, like, do it a lot so it'll distract them from the phones. Because I think, like, what's happening with this new technology is that, like, kids are getting sucked into the phones and they're not, like, paying attention to the real world, or, like, they're not as engaged in what's going on around them, or, like, they're not as engaged in, like, hobbies or sports or music. And that is why I think clubs will help students a lot, in that they can be more engaged in the world around them.